Back again, to be announced, episode 4. My name is Malik.
Put some respect on it.
Put some respect. We never go down the line and introduce ourselves. I think we should do that. My name's Malik. Patrick, get on the screen. Put some respect on it. Mm-hmm. AKA Tim Duncan.
Mm-hmm. My name is Isaiah.
Got no alias, no description.
That's all I need to know. That's all I need to know for right now. AKA D Wade, AKA Young Curry in his prime, AKA Young Kobe, AKA the Black Mamba, AKA Mr. Steel Yoke, AKA
Man of many names, man of many
Jor-El Day Aries. Let me go in my other group meets and see what else I call myself on here.
It's too much. So much.
Oh, we still got 2 other niggas on here.
They don't want to introduce themselves. They shy.
I thought we were still waiting for you to finish.
No, I'm done.
Alright, cool.
I always finish last.
For all y'all at home, government, Patrick, in the streets, Black Dice.
012.
012, don't forget the 3.
Ooh.
AKA that voice in your girl's ear.
Bullet.
AKA El Presidente.
Ooh.
AKA Mr. Fo Wet Wet.
Panda, 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 panda.
AKA the Brahma Bull Reborn.
If you smell what the
AKA
is cooking.
Oh, I appreciate that. AKA Mr. Premier Voice, AKA America's Next Top Voice. What else? There's just so much. But that's all y'all need to know for right now. Holla at your boy.
I just got an idea. Hit me up at the call, Pat.
Okay.
That's a lot of aliases. Let's keep it to 5. We're starting to sound like rappers.
We still got one left.
All right. Well, my name's Julian, a.k.a. Mr. Fuego, a.k.a. Don't send me mixtapes, a.k.a. I will not accept your LinkedIn request.
Ooh! What about SoundClouds? What about SoundClouds? What about SoundClouds?
We're not looking at those either. Do not send me a SoundCloud links.
Some people gonna be going home killing themselves, man.
So Julian, I just got this new mixtape, and the streets need. I just know you love it. If you had a chance to look at it.
No, put it away.
Oh.
Go to work.
But if I can't make this mixtape sell, I can't feed my daughter, man. I can't feed my daughter.
What are you doing? What are you doing? Go to your father's house. Go to your father's house.
Go to your father's house. Mom, I'm hot. I'm hot, Mom.
I'm hot.
I'm hot, Mom.
Oh, child. We need a soundboard for all of these.
Yeah, we kind of do.
Totally right. Anyway, we are the Handsome Hulkings Chocolate Gentlemen's Club. We're here today to talk about hip-hop album, our selection for the week, Westside, Gunn, Flygod.
Shit. Oh, man.
Anybody want to start it off?
Yes, let me get it out of the way first, because I'm going to have the shortest out of all of them, brother. Oh, my goodness. All right. To y'all listening at home, I got a certain groove I hit with my albums. All right. So when one of our members originally came to me with Flygod, we called him Mr. Fuego. He said, "Yo, Pat, I got this album for you." You know, I don't really listen to music like that. So I said, "Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to try to rip it. I'm going to give this a listen, see how I really feel about it." Little did I know I was walking into the streets, man. Nothing but fucking heat. Every fucking first bar, just heat hitting me in the face. I felt like I was in a mixture of the Marcy Projects, Compton, and maybe fucking Nicaragua, because everything that album hit me with just spelled warfare. All right. Here are the negatives. All right. I'm not tight for straight up hood music, so that's one strike right there. That's a personal thing. Number two, this nigga sounds like a 12-year-old who had too much Robitussin out of his parents' medicine cabinet. That's number two right there. Number three, those songs, although lyrically impressive, were sounding real fucking familiar as it went. So there's only so much heat you can hit me with and not really change up the flow, and I'm gone. That's three right there. Four, the album was long, nigga. God damn. I was sitting there trying to finish the bitch. Many of these people on the call don't know that. My homies, I could not get past the 11th song without having to stop, take a break, and say, I can't do this right now. Y'all gonna make me turn like Dr. Dre did and keep talking about in his music. I just couldn't do it. All right, those are the negatives. Let's talk about the positives. There's a lot of positives with this album. All right, first off, production quality to me was legendary. Okay, it just kept hitting me with straight up smooth ass beats, just instrumentals. It sounded like somebody cooked up the crack in the kitchen the right way you were supposed to, didn't burn anything, and you gave me pure product at the end of it. I like that. Other thing, lyrically impressive. Listen, if I need to ever go to Rap Genius to really go and fuck with what it is that I heard in a song, two things have occurred. One, I ain't hear what the fuck you were saying, so you need to either speak up, turn your vocals up, or be more intelligible. Two, I did not understand what you were really handing me, so I had to go to a secondary source to really decipher what it was that you were giving me. There were so many little things, like not even every fifth line, every fourth line, that I was just like, what the fuck did I just hear? Sat there, pulled out my urban or my fucking Rap Genius dictionary, looked down. This is some fire right here. So that's another thing. A lot of features, a lot of people that could go and spit on there. So I didn't have to deal with Westside Gunn's voice a lot. I can appreciate that. It's his album, but I got some good diversity. What else was there? It's gritty, but it's real. It's the art of storytelling. It's what you want to hear in a modern rap album. And even me, and mind you, this is far from the top album that I have on my list, I can tell you that heart, soul, effort went into this album. So, in summary, I don't like the nigga's voice. I think the shit was too long. I ain't a hood nigga, but at the end of the day, he put it down, fucked the game up, taught me some things, had some niggas that could spit, weren't straight trash that I didn't even know about. I still don't know about because, you know, I had to listen to the album twice just to get through it once. But all in all, I give this album solid 7, if not 8. But that is coming from the standpoint of one that doesn't really fuck with that type of music and hasn't given more than one listen. Thanks for tuning in, folks.
Westside Gunn, I happen to love your voice. Please don't clap me.
you hit it, and I'll hit it after you, man.
Okay, my turn.
Go ahead and say something different.
You had some good points, Pat. His voice was unexpected to me. It didn't bother me, but I will say he does sound like a 12-year-old or like a thug midget. But that's great. We
just gonna keep going on like that wasn't a.
But this album here was an incredible rap album, and it was genuinely a New York gritty rap album at its finest. Something I haven't heard in a long time, something I feel like New York has lost. And this was just a pleasant resurgence of that sound. I've never listened to Westside Gunn prior to this. I thought it was very reminiscent of, I'll probably be pulling from the obvious here, but damn. Oh, Only Built for Cuban Links. I think Myron brought that up in the group me a couple weeks ago. That classic, that 90s Wu-Tang, hard-hitting, gritty sound, Jizz's Liquid Swords. It just brought me back to the winter, man. It really gave me a feeling I appreciate. It sounds like a New York winter to me, from the lyrics to the sound, the voice, the overall vibe. I really appreciated the production. Standout tracks for me was the opening, Dunks. I thought that was a great opening. Solid lyrics, solid production. The two other tracks that I really enjoyed were King City, it was track 10, and 50 Inch Zenith, which was track 13 with Sky Zoo. Those songs in particular, honestly, I still haven't gone through the entire album. I believe I'm on track 16. But those songs in particular will stick with me overall. You know, with most albums, I pick my favorites like as I'm going through, and to me, those three songs really embody the sound. What else can I say? He really brought out some lyricists. I feel like I need to go back and listen to their individual work. Your old Drug. Never heard of the nigga before this project.
He's Nas.
No.
Yes.
You kidding? Get out of here.
I cannot confirm nor deny.
You heard it here first, y'all. You heard it here first. That nigga is nice.
I can't wrap my brain around that, but I'm definitely going to look into that pronto. Rock Marciano, I've heard his name. I've heard he released a solid project a couple years ago as well. I haven't checked him out, but I need to do my due diligence. Action Bronson, I've always been a huge fan of. I thought the Dudley Boys track was great. Danny Brown, I'm a fan of Danny Brown. Benny, all these one-name artists. But just, hey man, I really enjoyed this album. New York needed it, you know. It may have its drawbacks. It may be too long, or what have you. But overall, man, I say a solid album. Probably, I'll put it up at least in my top 5 rap albums so far in 2016. I might put it at number 2. Did Kendrick come out with an album this year?
Yeah, a bunch of leftovers.
Oh, oh.
You fucking rude.
No, that's true. That's true. That's true.
That's actually what it was. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's totally true.
We talking about Untitled and Unmastered?
Yeah.
Oh shit, those are leftovers.
Yeah,
I take back my original reaction.
Though. Let's not lie, y'all. That was better than most people's whole projects. They've been working on for 2 or 3 years straight.
Oh no!
This dude's leftovers with the toilet paper still hanging from the shoe, walking out the restroom, and yet still better than most people's.
I have never been a man proud enough to say that I've enjoyed some sloppy seconds. So a grain of salt with that, everybody.
Yeah, and honestly, I've only listened to that one all the way through, I'd say once, but this so far is probably my second favorite rap album so far. Second to Sir Michael Rox's album, Popular. So that's my take on it. Go ahead, Martin. Speak your piece, bruh.
I'm sorry, I had to flip the so you
Oh!
don't have our soundboard yet, but I make this shit work regardless. We have the transitions brought to you by my iPhone. Yo, so you mentioned it was supposed to be, or I did mention that it was a lot like Built for Cuban Links, and I still have that same feeling. You mentioned why it was like that. Right off the bat, my top 3 tracks were, pull the track list, Gustavo, Dudley Boys, and then King City, with a Shower Shoe Lords coming in at a close fourth. I don't know, I just love the album. I'm not necessarily a huge fan of Westside Gunn before this. I'd heard his name but not really listened to any of his stuff. But getting a chance to listen to it was definitely good. I listen to most of the stuff either when I'm in the gym or out selling my drugs on the streets. I'm just mostly in the gym, or if I'm just like trying to get in a motivated mood for anything work related. But he has some good stuff there. Definitely some hard hitting lyrics. His voice is something that you guys touched on. I would say it was definitely different, and it took a while to get adjusted to. Once I was adjusted to it, I was good. But it's definitely something that you will encounter and say, okay, this is different. But once you're good with that, you're good. Lyrics, like I said, and everybody mentioned, were really good. It's kind of that gritty, darker New York. I mean, I felt like just going and buying some Timbs, maybe a North Face sweater, some baggy jeans, a second
on the street.
A second pair of Timbs for no apparent reason. Maybe I'll just wrap them around my neck, and along with my neck I'll have a Cuban chain, maybe 2 or 3 rings, and will I put a grill on it or not? I don't know if I'll do that or not, but that would be my attire when listening to this.
It ain't gonna go well with your fit.
I'll just get a beanie. Pat, let me borrow one of them beanies.
Fuck no, nigga. Those are
I think I still got your beanies too.
Wait, what?
Do you want to stop your Microsoft beanie? This is some real shit. Anyway.
We're going to take that offline.
But yeah, it was a good one, man. I enjoy the album. If I were to say any negatives, I would say that it was, I don't count long as being a negative, but some albums are put together in a way that you listen to them from start to finish cohesively. I feel like there were a few songs that didn't fit into the sequence of the album that kind of jumped around. So you have like albums like Malibu, or what's another really good one? Any of Stevie Wonder shit. I hate to go back that far, but all of his shit is good. Forest Hill Drive was a really good one, where you listen to that album from the beginning to the end of it, and it's really just sequenced and like you can't have that just come in like that. Yeah, and the sequence is just good. So that's the main thing I would discount it with, is that I'm not sure if it's the length or just how the songs were ordered. It's that at some point I did feel like, okay, when's this thing going to end? And it's not because it was necessarily bad. It's just it kind of lost the train on the track, if that makes sense. But other than that, it was good. I'd give it a 7 or 8 as well. I think everybody knows my favorite rap album so far is going to be Chance, and we'll review that one day. But this is definitely a good one that I will continue to listen to, and it's on my gym playlist for months to come. We will now throw the alley-oop to Julian, our shooting guard, as he goes ahead and dunks that bitch.
I'm strap it in.
I play center.
Jump man.
No jump shots here. All post moves.
Okay, so you're gonna be Timmy Duncan then.
Grab my blanket. Get ready for this review. Hold on.
Oh my goodness. Well, to everybody listening, this album was my pick. Well, we agreed on it, but I've probably been. I need to call Westside Gunn because I should be getting some royalties off of all these streams I've been telling people to do. But anyway, well, we are here. Flygod. Let me say right off the bat, this is my favorite rap album this year, bar none. No competition, none whatsoever. Why? Because this is probably, I say that I have an extreme bias to this sound, clearly. But first of all, shout out to everybody here because I'm so glad that nobody got indicted because of listening to this album.
Almost
picked up smoking. I almost did pick up smoking.
Okay.
Almost went straight to the gas station.
The Fed's been trying to cash me for months. One album ain't gonna make no damn difference.
Yeah, that's why I saw you had to update that LinkedIn. You know what I mean? Make them show that you're legal. You know what I mean? Oh, man. There's so much good to say on this album. I would say my favorite track is probably Hall. Because I've heard Hall before because I've been listening to Westside Gunn probably for about a year or two ago. I found him in like 2014, and he had a mixtape series called Hitler Wears Hermes. It's a play off of Devil Wears Prada, and all that was fire. He had a mixtape. He had another mixtape with his brother. He had a couple mixtapes with his brother Conway, and they're all fire. So I've actually been checking for this thing to come out, and I'm so glad it finally did. I mean, just like what everybody else has been saying, it brings that whole Cuban Link feel. But the great thing, what I really like about the Cuban Link feel is that it doesn't sound dated. Like, you hear a lot of people try to emulate that kind of sound, and it just doesn't come off as genuine or cool. But this comes off as cool. Like, this really feels like an album that came out today, even though it also feels like something that came out 20 years ago. And once again, my favorite track is Hall because it's just 1 minute of him just going in and it just fades out. I love Dunks. I love the Spanish skit at the end. You know, I really like it when artists use skits in their songs. It just adds another element.
Skits. I love
it's amazing. It's amazing. I mean, but once again, this album is not for everybody. Honestly, if you're sitting right outside at a project building with a 500-pound Pele leather jacket, this album's for you. If you're contemplating on robbing your connect, this album's for you. Let's see, what else?
If you work at a corporate place and you got a staircase outside and you just been tired of your job and you got some Newports, this album's for you.
This album is definitely for you.
For you. Not speaking from experience.
So who is this album not for, is the real question.
Drake fans? No, no, but I call myself a Drake fan. I enjoyed it, but
Well,
who would you say it's not for?
well, you're diverse. It's okay.
Okay, yeah, there you go.
What's that organization? Soccer moms? I think I'm
Yeah,
thinking
yeah,
of
yeah.
Mad.
No. If
Mad.
you're a soccer mom, this album is not for
Definitely
you.
not for you. But you know those soccer moms, they got a hard life, man. They multitask. You know, they got to deliver the kids.
Yeah, they might. Yeah, they might need this.
They just might. Once they drop the kids off, they might just lock the door, crank this up a little bit, and just let it all out. Just let it all out.
If you're proud of receiving a 17th place trophy, this album is not for you.
It's definitely not for you. If you get a ribbon for participation,
No.
you're proud of that.
No.
If you are expecting and you do not want your child to follow the same path, this album is also not for you.
But at the same time, this album may low-key be for you because you're probably in that life.
True.
What?
but let me get back to the album. I mean, the guest appearances were very fitting. His brother Conway is also really dope. He had an album that came out a couple months ago, which was crazy. He had some other people from his camp, some guy named Benny, which sounds very random, but he was actually spitting. Your Old Droog, which we all know very well, is secretly Nas. Mayhem Loren and Action Bronson. Oh, Mayhem Loren actually came out with an album last week, and it was dope. We got Danny Brown, Rock Marciano. Rock Marciano is fire, by the way. If I just wish this podcast came out 3 years ago because I'd have you guys review that album. That was my favorite album in 2012.
We can always review old albums.
Yes, we can.
True.
Pandora's box.
Oh, and we got Sky Zoo, which I really, really like Sky Zoo. Sky Zoo is probably the closest we can get to Hove, honestly, in terms of the sound of music, cadences, and just overall wittiness. Yeah, and obviously Action Bronson, probably my favorite rapper right now. And let's see, there's the only bad with this album, maybe it could have been like 2-3 tracks short. Like, but I understand because he's a guy that was in the mixtape game, so his content was usually pretty long. But I mean, everything's been fire, so I'm really not complaining. If you wanted to do a 40-track album, I wouldn't mind. But hey, that's me. I give this album 1,000%, if that's possible. I'll give it 100 out of 10. There's nothing else. It was fire. Favorite album this year. Make yourselves better, men.
No, not like that.
I think this album is only long in terms of today because it's only 18 tracks, and this was like the norm.
Is that it?
Today. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I thought that bitch was like 27. Goddamn.
Yeah, but in Views is like 80 tracks.
I ain't listened to Views yet. I can't comment.
I thought it's 27 or 18.
No. I said it felt like 27 tracks.
Oh, I thought it was 21.
Yeah, but I don't know. I kind of like what Myron said, and I feel like that's kind of an issue with a lot of rap albums. Not to take away from this album at all, because it was dope, but I think just in general, a lot of rap albums, they kind of have a hard time having a consistent, sound, like having an album that goes track to track consistently without jumping all over the place. So some albums seem longer than they really should, or it kind of runs on You know, um,
That is an underrated art. It's underrated art to figure out what your track list is. To first of all, figure out what tracks stay versus what tracks go. What's that, Steve Jobs or whatever? I forgot who said it, but they were saying that what it's cut or pretty much what's not included is just important as what is included. So knowing what to include in the final art piece, whether it's an album, I mean a MacBook or whatever, is just as important as what you don't include. And then also, particularly with albums, is the sequence of that. If you have an album that's really well sequenced, this is where I think what I was talking about with Julian, with having those interludes do help. Like if they didn't have the interludes on there at all, it would be worse. It's like interludes, when used really well, are a huge way to kind of connect the whole album and make everything make sense when you're listening to the whole thing. Dom Kennedy has, everybody knows, those amazing interludes. Like I don't think anyone has smoother interludes than Dom ever in life. So anyone who can use a good interlude, and then can't just be all of those, but then still have the tracks somewhat flow together, that is an underrated thing that I think a lot of people lose today.
I have a side note about that. Oh, go ahead, brother.
Sequencing is very, very, very important. Like, and that's probably one of the few things I respect out of Drake, even though I hate 85% of his music, but he is a master at knowing which goes where, even when his albums are longer. So sequencing is very important.
Yeah, man. I think you were a little bit modest there. I think it's about a good 95. Well, good 95.
Well, I listened to Views, and it has a record high 4 rap songs. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It does have a bit more of a rap feel than his other stuff.
Yeah, but the production was dope and the sequencing was crazy. So
yeah. I haven't listened to the whole thing yet. I just now started listening to it today, and I got to hype. So I'm not done with it.
I think you did great last night on Saturday Night Live, by the way.
I actually didn't check it out. How was that?
I think you did a great job. He was funny, man. Really
yeah, he's
funny.
hilarious.
Yeah.
He's a real funny dude, man. Real funny dude.
Where's that from?
I forgot, but I just have this voice in my mind that says, "You a real funny dude, man. You a real funny dude."
That's so familiar.
Happens to me all day, by the way, but we're just gonna talk about that.
Julian, I'd be kind of pissed off if Nas is your old Drew.
Wait a second. Since are we done with the review? Let's talk about that. Let's talk about how this theory come about.
I don't care if it's not true. It's true. No, look, and I'm gonna tell you why. He dropped his first album 2 years ago called Your Old Droog, and there was a particular song there where people actually took and altered the pitch, like they made it higher, and I swear to God, it was a Nas song, like same cadence and everything.
So you
and there's so many articles saying, "Yo, this guy has to be Nas."
So like, Your Old Droog has never been caught on camera, like he's.
He's been out. He's been caught on camera, or whatever. But people are saying he's an actor.
Oh, for real? He's an actor, and it's really Nas is spinning.
I'm sorry, I'd be really pissed off if Nas is out here trying to pull Doom. Yeah.
Because the thing is, also the joke is like, your old Droog, I think that's another language for your old friend. So we all know who our old friend in rap is.
Oh man, this is just straight up. Wait, Illuminati got to be connected here somewhere. Somebody make the Illuminati connection.
And it's funny because like even I don't know if you ever heard his music, but even the style of beats, like they could have all been on a Nas album. Specifically,
it might be.
Nas is too old to be playing games like this.
That's what I'm saying.
Come on, man. Nas.
Like hell, he ain't. He still need that Khalees money.
He should be doing all right. He's got Hennessy now.
He's got Hennessy.
He has his own label now.
Oh, for real?
He has his own
Yeah.
label. I just saw a trailer for a movie he executive produced. Erykah Badu's going to be in it. Michael K. Williams, I think his name is Omar from The Wire.
Yeah.
He's going to be in there. He's out here doing stuff, which is why I would really be pissed off if he's just, hey, you ain't got anything better to do than just put on a fake persona.
Hey, I mean, apparently he has so much leftover rhymes and songs. It's like I wouldn't be surprised if he just gave it to somebody else and say, just rock this.
Shoot, man. Should we, Marvin, should we delve into Coloring Book?
Oh, that has to be its own. It has to be its own week. I will just give everybody the tip. And the mushroom tip is big on this one, swollen and full of blood.
Jesus Christ, man. Come on now.
With veins bulging. Picture that.
Fucking disgusting.
It's been everything I've wanted from Another Chance album. I didn't think I'd like the, because him and Kanye have been kind of doing this thing lately where they're kind of like synthesized with like gospel sounds, I guess. And it kind of worked for Kanye. There were some low points and high points for it, but it totally works for Chance. So there was those beats or feelings in the album, but all in all, it's Another Chance album, and it's probably, would I say it's his best one yet? It's between that one and Surf for me, because Surf has a special place in my heart. But
Yes.
between that and Surf, it's just awesome, man. I can't say that's really all I've been listening to since Friday when it came out. Legitimately, all I've listened to. I took a break this afternoon to check out a few songs reviews, which I didn't even finish, and I switched right back to Coloring Book. So we'll get to that in due time.
Yeah.
You know, it's so funny because I read the headline like, "Oh, Chance releases Coloring Book," and I thought he literally released a coloring book.
But no lie, because it was supposed to be called Chance 3. Like,
Yeah.
and I'm the Chance stan who like orders the posters. So I was like, the poster was like, oh, Chance 3 coming out soon, whatever. So everything said Chance 3, which is, side note, good thing for him. Like, he was able to keep some of those details to himself. Like, everybody has leaks nowadays or things where you have tracks or just whatever, the whole project sometimes coming out. But I think it's something cool for artists to be able to control all that stuff and not have a leak or just kind of be able to do their own thing. Which goes to a whole other thing about I like with Chance is like he's an independent artist, so he's not on a label or anything like that. So he's able to control like what type of music he releases, when he releases it, who he does music who he does music with, and to some degree that hurts him because even in the album he's talking about, and this is like many parts of the review right here, he's talking about like other labels saying, oh, I own your friends, so he can't do some songs he would like to do with some people because the labels are blocking them from doing that. So that's a direct, I guess, hit against the art of releasing music because these people are now like on labels and they can't work with people and create another art just because they have this quote unquote contract. So that's a huge thing for Chance, I would say, as well as that he has control of himself and everything he's releasing. He's still making money from it. He's still doing well. Still has a really good fan base, but he's not on any major label that controls him like 80 or 90% of artists are today. So,
well, if they try to stop him, he's gonna have a bunch of dread niggas in there.
when they lobby, you won't want no problems with me.
Exactly. Yeah. Okay, so we'll leave that for another episode. Any other musical insight you gentlemen have to offer? Anything new you've been listening to this week?
I think you you mentioned before Coloring Book came out. I think you mentioned how do you pronounce it? It starts with a K. Catriona.
K-Tronada?
K-Tronada. There you go. What he said. That project is actually really good. I don't know if you guys listen to James Blake at all. That's straight up feels music.
I heard. I want to listen.
James is the man.
I got some things about James Blake. Let's just say you need to be in the right type of mood for that music.
You do need it.
Because I was sitting waiting to fix my cousin's iPhone, I think, outside of a store, and I was just like, all right, let's cut this bitch on. Brother, I had no idea what was going on with that album. I got 2 songs in, and I said, why did Isaiah bring this to me?
If you're in the right mood and it's nighttime, it works. Or you just like wanna, I don't know, it straight up feels album. You can't listen to that man's music and not feel something. So that's kind of the art behind it, is that you're going to be affected by it. Some music you just kind of put on as background music. His music is not background music. You are going to be engulfed by it, and you're going to change from it. And that's a good or bad thing, depending how you look at it or how you want to feel that day. But just to say that he does have the power to communicate that and affect people in that way is something that I say a lot of artists can't do today. Plus, I think it's really good instrumentation, good vocals as well, but just alone to be able to affect people like that is awesome.
Yeah, I gotta check him out. I heard good things.
I actually heard, I've had something on replay at work. Let me see if I can
Right.
pull it up. Don't do that to me right now. I just have left that song in the dust. My life. I just got to where I could stop playing it in the bathroom when I shower, and that was a big improvement. So if you send me back on that, I'm going to be kind of upset, brother. Here it is. It's the Urban Flora EP. A person named Alina Baraz. I'm not sure if you've heard of her, Malik, but that is some more kind of feel-good music. Very solid instrumentals, kind of not flowery, but earthy feel to the music. More relaxation type than anything else. So if you want to check that out, the Urban Flora EP, back at the government job, because, I work one of those. Every now and again, a nigga gets jaded as the day goes on, and sometimes you just need something to kind of have you drift away so you can hit that steady workflow for about a good hour. So that one comes in clutch at about 3 o'clock, right like before 4 when I go and I dip out that. So if you guys want to give that a listen.
Yeah, I have. I've listened to this.
You've heard that?
Yeah.
That one is definitely something. And then just recently, I actually, because I was in a closed area and I couldn't bring in my usual music, I burned some music. Some which came with that was DJ Okawari, so that was good. He's more of the type of music that you would hear in, I wouldn't say like Kingdom Hearts music, closer to that Sir Michael Rock's anime feel that you were talking about. So there was DJ Okawari there. And then actually another one, and mind you, I'd listened to these things before, but I had been reintroduced to them. Another one was Video Games Live. It might be a little awkward, but having some of those old school games being played back in your ear definitely brings back a certain amount of nostalgia, because I was in there and the God of War montage music came on and I was sitting there just shaking in my chair ready to go to war against the enemy. The war was whatever software I was building at the time. We ain't gonna talk about that too much, because there are certain forms that I've signed, but all you need to know is work was put in, work was done.
Pat,
also went back
today, because you was looking real focused today at the gym. You was over there doing them reps, and I know you had that God of War in your ear, and you was like, Olympus! I'm sorry, keep on going, man.
Are you talking about when I was doing legs or when I was on the bike? Because when I was on the bike, I was watching Archer.
I saw you watching Archer when you were doing legs.
Oh shit, man! Yeah, I had to take my mind off it, man. I really did. Bad as that seems, I just that honestly brought me straight through whatever I was doing on the bike.
Hey, man.
Last thing that I had, because I've hit y'all with so much today. I hit Born Sinner again, which is it's easy,
Sinner.
but I got better than that. Yep, there it is. It's very easy for me to go back and slip into some Cole. Like one of our members who couldn't be here today, Aaron, I actually went back, listened to the Blow Up, Friday Night Lights, Any Given Sunday, Truly Yours, just a whole bunch of Cole. But Born Sinner actually was, it's good to go back and listen to an album after some time. I'd been stuck on 2014 Forest Hill Drive for a long time, and if we do past albums, I'll tell you right now, we are going to go back to that one. Julian will be off the call because he is the polar opposite of how I feel about J. Cole. The man is a lyrical genius. I don't care what Julian says, anybody else in the world says. When that nigga speaks, I sit down, drop what I'm doing, and I listen. But Born Sinner was such a vastly...
Wait. He's a lyrical genius, but in a different sense.
I remember. You think the subject matter is mundane, and that's why you can't get into it.
No, not even.
No, because that's an exact word that you used. I remember you saying mundane.
Wait, no. J. Cole is third aisle in Michael's music. Like, if you ever been to Michael's, it's a nice place, good art store, you know. And you go to the third aisle, you have the wicker baskets, you have the candles, you have sketchbooks, you know, nice little textiles. It's very, very fitting for this kind of nurturing environment. It's a very, very calm, you know. I'm telling you, my first child, I'm gonna put them to sleep by playing J. Cole, and they will just knock out.
Oh, that cut that chick deep. He won't say it, but that cut him deep. That cut him deep.
A funny thing is, I've heard all this bullshit from him before. So honestly, for it to say it cut me deep as much as he keeps saying it in new and inventive ways is a part that really gets to me. Anyway, that nigga's opinion aside, Born Sinner is such a different contrast from J. Cole's 2014 Forest Hills Drive, and it's interesting to see where the story goes for him after having come to the whole Hollywood fame thing and do that whole thing. I actually realized that his albums commercially have gotten better with each release. And after 2014, I'm very curious as to what he's going to pull out next. So if there's a Cole album in 2016, fuck whatever Julian says. We will be reviewing that week. No questions asked. I don't give a damn.
And I will be there. I don't know if I'll be awake, but I will be there.
Do not be on the call, because I'm going to give a 15-minute sermon, and I don't need any negativity from your ass on the damn call. Diddy, Flygod, Action Bronson bullshit, listen to ass.
Wait, no. Hey.
What?
I do have things I like about J. Cole.
You know what? I don't even want to hear it, brother. It's probably just going to be some more inventive bullshit.
No. Well,
No.
what I do respect is that he went platinum in, like, the worst year in music, which if this was if this was like 2005, it'd be like quadruple platinum.
Didn't Kendrick release his album then too?
No. This was 2014.
Right before
I have a song to sing to y'all. I'm gonna let you finish. You think by I sing the song. We begin to rock, dun dun, petty, rocking all night long.
But nah, man, J. Cole's talented. I obviously have my biases, but he's talented. He's cool. I understand he's not for me. And actually, a lot of these guys are not for me. But you know, I like to see him win. You know, I like to see him go platinum. I like to see him, you know, drops his warm glasses of milk called albums, and I like to see him succeed in life. You know what I'm saying? I mean, his albums are just warm, You know, they're welcoming. Like it's like you go to somebody's house and
you.
just have the good manners. They let you in, and you have the nice warm blankets, and it's lush.
This is
So I can tell you right now, if there is going to be a to be announced fight, it is going to be between me and Julian. Hell in a Cell. No holds barred.
It's all going to be over that
With
World
the
Glass.
winner being relegated to 14 listens of the other person's choice.
You might as well make it 27.
So I think Julian basically compared J. Cole to how most people describe Macklemore. That's what I got from that whole thing.
How would you describe Macklemore?
How would I describe
I'm
Macklemore?
intrigued to see how you describe things at this point in time.
How would I describe Macklemore?
How would you describe Macklemore?
I wouldn't describe Macklemore.
You
No, I'm kidding. Macklemore is Macklemore. I mean, you know, the thing is that I'm just not into that kind of music. I'm not trying to feel good. You know, tell me about something bad in your life. You know what I'm saying? Tell me.
What the fuck?
You know, I'm not. You know, if,
Nigga, you are deep in the hole, man.
it's just. I know when it's
You need
not.
some
for me.
milk.
Now we're getting to the bottom of it. Now I'm understanding.
He needs some milk.
Listen, I can understand what he's saying. Sometimes you want a different feeling music. My other side of that was that I think I talked about this a week ago, that the song "You" on Kendrick Lamar's "To Pimp a Butterfly" was actually one of my heavily repeated songs on the album, and that song kind of related to some times that I could see in my life where, you know, it's just like you feeling like you ain't shit, you feeling like you should have given up a hell of a long time ago, different difficult decisions that you've made in your life. That being said, that was a very, very, it was a certain time in my life. Now, if I can take and peer into Julian's soul right now, there is something of a demon that is born to go and run the streets, and I'm okay with that. So I will keep having my warm milk in the safety of my bed, and I will let Julian Gunn run the streets, because at the end of the day, I'm not going to be hit by a stray bullet. Also another topic covered in Cole songs, but we ain't going to talk about that because apparently it's all warm milk.
And that was a rebuttal, folks. Dang. I had some I wanted to say. I just laughed.
Yo, there was a philosophical thing I saw on Twitter. Do sleeps count J. Cole's when they go to sleep?
Wow.
Do what?
Do sheep count J. Cole's when they go to sleep?
Oh, man.
Julian, serious question. Do you listen to Joe Budden? Because his music is just about as a person.
Joe Budden? I do not listen to Joe Budden. And it's a shame because Joe Budden is ridiculously talented, but his music is depressing as crap.
But wait a second.
It sounds like the music you gonna fucking listen to.
I stopped listening to it.
You said you ain't trying to feel good. What you trying to feel, nigga?
Julian, if you listen to Mute Music 2 and 3, I guarantee you might think about jumping off something.
Exactly.
You won't make it to next week's podcast.
You ain't gonna make it.
No.
Listen to that 27 times, you ain't getting past the 4th time. You know, jumping. So wait a second, how you gonna discount Joe Budden and that's the music you listen for?
Okay, there's a difference. If I'm not trying, okay, when I define not trying to feel good, I'm not really into whatchamacallit. How do you describe it? Like, I'm not listening to music to feel uplifted. I'm listening to music because it's dope, beats are hitting, rhymes are hitting, and I'm not really, topic-wise, I'm not really, you could take me anywhere. I mean, Kendrick's album went deep into a lot of a lot of subject matter for people that look like us, and that was dope. Like, it reminded me,
Young, black, and handsome.
yeah, it reminded me of, like an Ice Cube or a Pac, but, they have more of the lyrical dexterity. But, for me, I listen to music that interests me, that's interesting. So, but at the same time, I can also acknowledge when something just isn't for me. And even though I know J. Cole as a lyricist is dope, is amazing, I know he's just not for me. Because, well...
End it off right there. You ain't got to say nothing else. You've already said enough. You pulling it too far. Just end it on a good note for yourself. We can be at this all night. I'm not trying to do that. I got Game of Thrones waiting for me outside this room. Don't do that. I'm petty. I can't just leave things alone.
Hey, man, we'll leave it right there.
Patrick is not sitting with me at lunch tomorrow. I just see it. I'm going to be like, yo, you want to go to lunch?
I'll reach across the table.
Like,
we will see if my Super Saiyan training is going to hold off me.
Yeah. Julie just going to come to you with a glass of warm milk talking about, you seen that new J. Cole album?
You better not. I swear to God, I'm going to be fired tomorrow if you do.
Yo, Patrick is blocking me from Windows Link tomorrow.
Y'all are too much, man.
Are we going to do our advertisements, or are we gonna end up the call? I think we're already over an hour, but I can do it quicker if we got time.
Hit us with one, and we're good, man.
All right, okay. Cool. Ladies and gentlemen, today's broadcast has been brought to you by the amazing, new, fresh, and exciting LG G5.
This nigga did not.
The thing about the LG G5, along with its wide lens camera, very fast processor, and oodles of room, depending on which purchase or which phone you get, the LG G5 provides a very, very simplistic Android experience for all users. Ladies and gentlemen, LG's finest, the LG G5, available at T-Mobile for only $26.67 a month.
Oodles. That was a great word.
Oodles, doodles, and poodles.
Oodles and oodles of O's. Okay, so...
For all y'all that didn't want to listen to the long description, the phone's the shit, and you need to pick one up with your sorry-ass, broke self.
Do they sell them at Metro PCS?
I don't think so.
Metro PCS, we support if you're listening. Thank you.
I don't know.
We ain't saying nothing bad about y'all. If y'all got money to support us, and we got time to support y'all too.
Oh shit.
I'll talk whatever you want me to
Oh
say.
wait, no. Cut my laughter out. It wasn't for. It was. I was laughing at Isaiah's voice. That was the funny part.
Nigga lying.
No cricket, please. No cricket.
Wide up, you lie. Oh my God.
Stop fucking lying.
All right, y'all. Let's wrap it up. I think we're a little over an hour. So this has been another episode. Starting 5, to be announced. Handsome Hulking Chocolate Gentlemen's Club.
Yes.
LG, Metro PCS, Warm Milk, Game of Thrones, Your Old Drug, and so on and so forth. Any parting words, gentlemen?
No, I'm good.
Nope. All right then.
Yeah, actually, I got another thing. This podcast is also brought to you by DMX. Why? Because I drew a painting of DMX yesterday, and I'm proud of myself.
Amen.
You see, that's a feel-good message, brother. You gonna drink you a glass of warm milk before you go to bed.
This has been the start of something that will not end for a very, very long time. Pat is too petty to let it go, and I think Julian has too many ways to describe J. Cole for him to ever stop trying to relate his message.
End call, brother.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we'll see y'all next week. One Piece, Chicken Grease, we out. Later.